What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick 20-minute stretch. If we've not met before, my name's Margaret. I'm 25. I live in Arizona. I'm a Pilates instructor, also a yoga teacher. So if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Don't mind me. My coffee's going to come with me because I need caffeine. We are going to start off in a tabletop position. Bet you didn't see that coming. Hands are going to come down to your mat. Knees back, we want the shoulders right over the wrists, hips right over the knees. And we're gonna start just by taking a couple of cat-cows. So I want you to dip your belly down, open up through your chest, draw the shoulder blades together, and point your gaze just forward. We'll exhale, push down through the palms of the hands, curve the spine up like you're a Halloween cat or an angry cat. And then we'll do that all again. Inhale, dipping the belly down, opening up at the chest, drawing the shoulder blades together, pointing your gaze forward. We'll take a big exhale, push down through the palms of the hands, curve the spine up. Maybe point your gaze back towards your legs, crown of the head down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, dipping it down, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, pushing down through the palms of the hands, curving the spine up, looking back towards the tops of the legs. 1 more time. Perfect. I want you to reset into your tabletop position. We're gonna take a couple stretches through the wrists, so find a neutral spine. I know naturally my belly just kind of hangs out. Neutral spine, you don't even have to pull your belly button in, just kind of neutral, let things hang out. I want you to take your right hand, turn the fingertips back towards you so your thumb is out towards the edge of your mat. And we're just gonna press some pressure and some weight back into the knuckles. So it becomes like a really hard flex in your wrist. If this isn't comfortable, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we'll hold for just 3, 2, and 1. Flip that right hand back around. Same thing on the left. You take the left hand, turn the fingertips back towards you, thumb faces out towards the edge of your mat, and then just hard flex through the wrist. Pull yourself back, put a little bit of weight into it. It's a good release through the forearm, but if it's too intense, just ditch it. That's fine. And I hyperextend at my elbows, so it looks a little bit crazy. If you don't like that, don't look. We'll just hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Then we'll flip that hand back forward, reset your tabletop, and now we're just gonna shift the hips from side to side. This is like a really subtle stretch that I feel like helps you tap into the outsides of the hips a little bit. So if you're like me and you do like a crazy amount of Pilates and you do a lot of side-lying work, this is a good way to really subtly release through your hips. We'll do 1 more each side, and then we're just gonna start to draw some circles. So 1 and 1, and then just kind of be fluid with it. Let the hips go over towards the right, to the back, around to the left, and then up through center. And if you want to move your hands forward a little bit, you can move them forward so you're able to get your shoulders over your wrists, make a little bit of a bigger circle, take it into a little bit more of a child's pose as you move. Just see how things feel. Pause at any point that feels a little bit stiff or sticky. It's always those stiff points that we really need a little bit of extra time. So go ahead and take that for yourself here. We'll take 1 more big circle in this direction, and then we take it over the opposite way. Hips coming over towards the left the next time you come up. To the left, around to the back, over to the right, and then up through center. Keep moving like that. Big deep breaths. We'll do 3 more here. Smile through it if you want. I think that was 3. I always say a number and then I stop counting. This will be 2. Ooh, and this is our last one. Ooh, okay, once you come back up through center, we're gonna shift the hips back. You'll find a child's pose. You can let the forehead come down to your mat, fingertips reach long in front of you. Take a deep breath down here. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna pop back up into that tabletop position. I want you to walk your hands a little bit forward from where they are. Come up through that tabletop and then shift it forward so you kind of come into a modified plank. Take a deep breath here, and then we'll shift it back into that child's pose. So see if you can get a little bit deeper into that stretch. We'll inhale, pull it forward, come back into that modified plank. And we exhale, push it back. Child's pose, maybe find a little bit of length. We'll do 2 more like that. And last one. Okay, next inhale, we're gonna pop back up into our tabletop position. Ooh, take a deep breath, kind of shake out through the hips a little bit. From here, we're gonna take the right arm, reach that right arm up nice and high, and then we'll send the right arm through, thread the needle. So right shoulder comes down, right hand reaches long towards me. And we can take the left hand, wrap it behind you, reach for the top of your right leg so you open up at the chest and through your shoulder. Maybe you close your eyes, try to keep the hips right on top of those knees. Woo, deep breaths. We'll take one more deep breath here. And then we will take the left hand back around. Left hand comes back down to your mat. We're gonna exhale, push up, and then finish that movement all the way through. So we open back up out towards the right side of the room, circle the right hand down, same thing over on the other side. We inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, we send the left arm through, thread the needle, left shoulder comes down, take the right hand, wrap it back around you, reach for the top of the left leg. Opening up at the shoulder and your chest. We'll take one more deep breath here. And then we'll unclasp the right hand. Right hand comes down right next to you. Big exhale, push up out of this. And then finish up the movement, opening up with the left hand. We'll bring the left hand back down to the mat. One more time, just kind of shake it out, see how things feel. And we are going to swivel the legs around. We'll take a couple seated stretches like this. We're gonna start just by extending the legs out in front of you. I want you to take a nice deep forward fold. So find a tall seated position. We'll inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, start to forward fold. Reach down for your feet. And I'm okay if you round a little bit through the upper back. That's fine with me. Just find a point that you feel comfortable and that you can maintain the stretch, that you feel that little bit of a release through your calves and your hamstrings. I like to flex my toes and pull my toes back towards my nose. So I push the heels down. That feels really good for me. We'll take one more deep breath here. And on your next inhale, we're gonna pull everything up. Now I want you to take the right foot, bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. We'll square our body off towards the left leg, and same thing. We're gonna inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips to forward fold. Reach down for your left foot. And see how this feels different than your forward fold through center. Maybe it doesn't feel different, maybe it feels less intense, that's fine. However you feel, totally fine. It's totally right. Do what you need to do, feel how you feel. Again, I like to kind of give my foot a little bit of an assist and pull the toes back towards me, releasing through the calf, but that's just me. See how it feels for you. We'll take a deep breath right here. And then on your next inhale, we'll pull everything back up to seated. Just switch out the legs. Left foot comes in, right leg goes long. We'll square our body off towards the right. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Reach down for your foot, for your shin, your mat, whatever you can reach. I'm gonna give my foot a little bit of an assist, drawing the toes back towards me. I get really tight in my hamstrings and my calves, so I need a little bit of an assist. I need a little bit of help. We're gonna hold here for 3, for 2, 1. Everything's gonna come back in. We come back up to seated. We'll do one more fold like this. Now take a butterfly position with your feet. So soles of the feet come together. Knees are gonna open out nice and wide. This will give you a really intense stretch through your hips and through the inner thighs. Hopefully, if your hips are a little bit tight, might not feel so comfortable. We're gonna inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, we hinge at the hips. We forward fold, hands come down to your mat. And if you're upright a little bit, that's fine. We just want to feel a release in the inside of the leg. So if you're able to walk your hands out a little bit further with every breath, that's great. I'm not quite there, so I need to stay lifted a little bit. It's funny, I'm very flexible at my hips, but when it comes to a butterfly forward fold, I just cannot do it. We'll take one more deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, we'll pull everything back up to seated. And now we'll take a nice deep stretch to the outsides of the hips. We're gonna take a variation on double leg pigeon or cow face pose. So we'll start by taking the left leg, bend at your left knee, bring your left shin parallel to the long edge of your mat, or if you're on the short edge of your mat, just the edge of your mat, bring it parallel. We'll take the right leg, we'll do that same thing. You're gonna bend at the knee, but then stack your right ankle over the top of your left knee, right knee on top of the left foot. This is the pose right away. Really intense through the hips. If you want a little bit more, if you're feeling it today, you need a little bit more, hands walk forward, start to walk yourself out into a fold. That's perfect. Me personally, I'm gonna stay right here. And we're gonna stay here for a little bit. So if you have a cup of coffee or a drink of water, you can grab it right here. That's what I'm gonna do to help me make my way through this stretch. Now, if this one doesn't quite work for you, I want you to take a figure 4 stretch instead. For a lot of people that have really tight hips or that are not super flexible in the hips, like getting your right leg on top of your left might be a little bit too challenging. This might not work for you, and that's okay. Anytime that you do a stretch video with me or a yoga class with me, if you ever see a pose and you try to get into it, you're like, that's not for me, you have the freedom to ditch it, okay? You do what you need to do. We'll take one more deep breath here. And on your next inhale, we're gonna come out of this the same way we came in. We'll take the right leg, give it a little bit of an assist, bring the right foot out in front of you, and then take the left leg, bring it out in front of you as well. Before we move over to the other side, we'll take a nice counter stretch, hands behind you. Just drop your knees from side to side, and you'll feel right away a little bit of a release through the inside of your hip and the inside of your leg. This one always feels so good. We'll do one more each side. And then same thing over on the other side. So once you're ready, legs can come back in. Now we'll have the right leg down on the bottom. So bend at the knee and then take the left leg, bend it on top. So the left knee is right on top of your right foot, left foot on top of the right knee. You can sit up nice and tall. This is the pose. If you want more than this, maybe you start to hinge forward, reaching out for whatever's right in front of you. I like to stay right here. And again, coffee is really good here. A little coffee break. I say as it's like 4:30 on a Tuesday that I'm filming this. Like I should not be drinking coffee right now. Whoops. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, we'll start to come out of this the same way we came in, grabbing on to the left leg. We'll bring the left foot out in front of us, take the right foot out in front of you. One more time, we'll rock the knees side to side, hands behind you, just drop them one side And then to the other, we'll do that 2 more times. These will be our last ones. Ooh, everything is gonna come in, and we're gonna swing the legs around, depending on where you're seated on your mat. We're gonna lay everything down nice and slow. We'll take one more stretch here. I want you to bring your feet back into a butterfly position. So soles of the feet together, knees are gonna open out towards the sides of the room. And actually, before we get into this one, if you have blocks or if you have pillows, and you want to grab onto those to use as we get into this pose, it's going to help you a little bit. So if you have 2 blocks, I want you to bring your soles of the feet together, knees open out, and then place the blocks so they're right underneath your knees. So you get a little bit of an assist. Sometimes that can be too much of a pull at your hips and too much of a pull in the inner thigh. So just, you know, take it how you need to. If you don't have blocks, if you have pillows instead, you can put pillows right underneath your knees. Just find a spot that feels comfortable. And we'll take a couple extra deep breaths here. I want you to take 3 more breaths here at your own pace. Next inhale, we're gonna fold the legs in to come up out of this. So start with the right leg, bring the right knee in, right foot down, left knee comes in, left foot down, take your blocks, bring them off to the side. And we're gonna shift the hips over towards the right, roll off onto your left hip. And we'll press on up so we come up into a seated position, and that is where I'm going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this nice, quick, simple stretch. Remember, you're awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I'll see you guys in our next video. I just can't resist you. You got me drinking love.